Good evening and welcome to our live coverage of the iRacing Indy 6-hour event covering of the FR Racing Endurance team. My name is DJ Fluck and I will have Takato Timmerman here with me in a little bit, hopefully. Otherwise, for this last hour of the event, it will be just me. I guess it's the last 40 minutes or so. Tonight, FR Racing is fielding two teams. We have... Well, that's weird. That's funny. I screwed that up. Anyway, Lucas Puntralli and Erik Richardson are on another stream. We're going to pause and switch over to their feed here in about 15-20 minutes to cover the end. But right now, we are covering Ian Miller and Hunter Hughes driving the number 18. Currently sitting in 5th place in the LMP2 category. I'm going to jump into the broadcast booth on Discord. So the event tonight, we're projected to about 284 laps. It's been bouncing between about 283, 284 laps. It's a 6-hour event at the world-famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Fortunately, Ian Miller, who is currently driving for FR Racing in the 18, ran into an off-track penalty, had too many incident points and had to take a drive-through penalty. So they currently sit about 24 seconds behind 4th place, and 4th place is about 56 seconds behind 3rd place. So we don't think we're going to see too much, especially in the last 35 minutes of this, and Ian's blinking a little bit. Overall, it's been a very solid run for the team this evening. There were overall 44 teams entered. There were 12 in the LMP2 class, currently sitting 5th. And short of a major change to that, they will likely cross the finish line in 5th place. Hope you're enjoying your Friday evening. Thank you again for tuning in. And we'll enjoy the last 34 minutes and 20 seconds of this race. For those who missed it, be sure to turn into FR Racing's Garage Talk. New episode came out this morning with the replay will be right here on Stadium Scene TV tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. You know, Erik and I talked a lot of things right now, especially with IndyCar and their struggles with marketing, and Mexico City as a track destination, or not so much, came up, and wanting to visit somewhere new, which, you know, if you've been around the American motorsports, especially the open wheel landscape of things. They've been just about everywhere, and the reason they've left the track, one reason or another, largely contractual, poor attendance, or safety. So you are seeing an overcast day, but according to the weather, we are not expecting any rain on this forecast. That would be pretty bad to have to switch to rain tires with 30 minutes to go. That would change things up, but no, we are not expecting any rain. It's supposed to stay dry. It'll just look, with a lot of overcast. Currently 70 degrees and cloudy, 86% humidity with a track temperature of 74 degrees. So a nice cool day for this. The actual Battle of the Bricks in Indianapolis is coming up here soon, so that's about right for this time of year in Indianapolis. Puts the on-track time at 5:23 p.m. Take the back. Somehow Ian has moved into 4th place. Must have missed that. The number the number 10 of the Mad Sim Racing must have stopped for some reason, and Ian has overtaken him and actually has a nice 26-second lead. So 4th place right now, not too bad. A little bit of a gap to reach 3rd, but still, you can't complain about a 4th in this kind of event. Approaching 30 minutes to go. See, look at all the marbles on that track. Take a look at the track info here. Indianapolis Motor Speedway was opened in 1909, had the first Indianapolis 500 in 1911. This current layout of the road course, which changed a couple of things. It's mainly, you see there's the turn 5 and 6 was one of the changes. The other big change was turns 12 and 13, where on the old configuration, went out onto the track and just looped it around the rest of the way. So this configuration has been run since 2014, and IndyCar runs on this track in May, and then in September, as we mentioned, coming up here next week, I believe, the real battle, 6-hour Battle of the Bricks, will be taking place at Motor Speedway. Those who saw Wednesday night, on Wednesday Night Dash, Ian Miller made his brief return to this series. He's sitting this season out due to some scheduling, and here comes Ian into the pits for what looks like his last stop. That's probably going to be him having to give up 4th, more than likely. He's got about a 24-second lead right now, down to about 22. Unless he's taking a drive-through penalty. Nope, it looks like he's stopping, so. Looks like the Mad Sim Racing team will be moving back into 4th place. Here they come down the front stretch. Ian is still shifts down to 5th. So Ian made his return. Went to Circuit of the Americas. Difficult track, and ran away with it. Walked away with a win. So his brief return to the series this season has gone very well for him. He also won the Tuesday night's Indy Racing World Series event at Phoenix Raceway. Had another great performance. He's driven very well this season. He actually had a kind of hosed over, lost a win at Twin Ring Motegi because his internet gave out and kicked him out of the session. He was leading with about 25 laps to go and got kicked out of the session. So unfortunate for him, but otherwise had a great year and a close call there with that GT3 car. The Indy Racing World Series will be on the road course next week, or street circuit at Long Beach. It'll be the second road course / street circuit of the season, with the previous one being at the Barber Motorsports Park. So looking forward to that. Tune in Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Schedule's actually out of date. We originally were planning on New Hampshire, but had to move it to Phoenix. But the rest of the schedule's correct. So we're heading to Long Beach this week, at Nashville the following week, Kansas, and then closing out with our 50%, we'll say Indy 250 to close out the 2024 season. The Wednesday night dash will actually be here next week. Gonna slide that up the screen a little bit so you can see that better. Get that up there. There you go. That's a little bit better. So the upcoming schedule just finished up at Circuit of the Americas. We'll be heading to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Oops. Well, that's unprofessional of me. Oh man, it's been a long day. We don't have a GT Sprint Series race scheduled for September. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do. Yep, so this weekend on our next Wednesday night dash will be heading to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Heads to Nashville the following week, so we're actually going to have a Nashville week. That's interesting. Back-to-back nights in Nashville. I think that was purely by coincidence, but Iowa, October 2nd, we take a week off, head to Kentucky Speedway, Chicagoland, and then we close out with a night race at Auto Club Speedway. So Wednesday night dash, 10 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday nights. Ian dropped to 7th, but he's only about 20 seconds back of 5th place. Sixth place is probably closing in on needing a pit stop here soon. 5th place is a few laps newer. It's going to be close. Ian might be able to get back to 5th place as we close with 22 minutes to go.
Hello there.
Oh, wow, that's a voice. Erik Richardson joining us in the booth. Erik, We're about to head over to your stream here in about probably 5 minutes or so. Probably can't see Hunter and Ian's stream, but Hunter and Ian are currently sitting in 7th place in the class. They had to make a late stop, but the two ahead of them, one is definitely going to need to stop. The one in 5th probably will, but it's going to be very close. So still have a chance to pull 5th.
I still have the race going in our split. We are actually running 7th in class, but kind of space on either side, and we are good to go to the end here.
Nice. To 7th place right now. So this, how big was your overall? Because it looks like there were 44 entries here.
I think we were the same. There was 12 GTP, 12 LMP2, and 20 GT3s.
Yeah, it looks like there are about 12 LMP2s here. Let's see, 21 GT3s and 11 GTPs. We're just under the 21-minute mark to go. Are you fairly locked into 7th place? Is there, you've got comfort on both sides?
Yeah, we're 3 laps behind, but actually trailing the car in P6, so see what happens there. And we are 4 laps ahead of 8th place.
Okay, so you got a little bit of breathing room there, which is nice.
Yep. We'll see how the other split is going, but definitely some tough racing at times in our race tonight.
Good evening to Nick Warboy, who said, I didn't even get an invite. Jeez. Hey, the invitation's open, man. I think Le Mans is next on the calendar, so we're gonna get ready for that here in a couple weeks, and
Yeah, that will be next up on the schedule. We'll have that actually as our community race in preparation, just to get some track time under race conditions.
is that going to be the next community race?
Yeah, I believe so.
You know what? I think I might stick to this broadcast for the rest of the time, especially if Ian's cut the gap. He's up to 6th. He's cut the gap down to 13 seconds. It looks like 5th is trying to save. What were you getting on a... how many laps were you getting in between pit stops?
Ooh, there's a tough spot right there.
Tough spot for what? I didn't... on your feed?
Yeah, we had a real close moment there, but we got through it. We're about 32 laps.
So the car that's currently in 5th place, Ian has cut it to 12 seconds. They are
we were making 32, 33 laps on fuel in our split here.
They are on lap 25 of this stint with 18 minutes to go.
Probably going to need to pit.
Yeah,
that's going to line up.
They're trying
about 10 minutes.
They are trying to save, but Ian's shaving shaved another half second there. I think that's the battle. We're going to watch that to the end, I think.
I will be right back.
This is who Ian is chasing. This is the number 11 of Crowder Racing for 5th place. They're going to be very, very close on fuel. I don't think they're going to make it. Let's do the math here. Yeah, I think they're going to be about 7 or 8 minutes short. They're going to have to stop. While we bring the broadcast camera back to Ian in the 18, we're going to keep a close eye on the timing of Crowder Racing. Oh, I think Crowder is stopping. No, they're not. Nope, he's still got about 11-second gap. Yep, Crowder Racing, looks like they took the stop. Yep, they had to take the stop. So now Ian's got himself a 22-second lead with about 14 minutes to go. I think 4th place is probably a little too far out of reach with about a 22-second gap, but you never know. So Ian's crossing the start-finish line. This 4th place you can see is already on Tony Holman Boulevard, so got a comfortable lead. So Ian comes through 1 and 2. Coming up on Stadium Scene TV Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we'll have an all-new episode of The Daily Dribble, brought to you by Nick Zammit. Nick comes to us from Tasmania, Australia, and we'll give you the latest in the NBA, and with the upcoming NBL season in Australia, get some Australian hoops coverage as well. So tune in, The Daily Dribble, 5 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday on Stadium Scene TV. So just a pro tip, if you use OBS and a Stream Deck to live stream, make sure your Stream Deck profile matches your OBS profile. Mine wasn't for some reason, I don't know why. It must have reset on an update, but it was on a different profile and I didn't catch it. And so it was actually preventing my stream from going live. So fortunately we figured that out and got this started a few minutes later than I wanted to, but we're up and running now. Like Erik is back in the booth.
Indeed I am.
So, when we couldn't get the stream going last Saturday, when we tried to have the community race, so I figured out what the problem was.
What was that?
So here's the thing. So if you have multiple profiles on your Stream Deck, like, you know, if you have multiple profiles set up in OBS, I have one for like GT broadcasts, I have one for Wednesday Night Dash, just for the various types of screens. And my Stream Deck was set to the Wednesday Night Dash profile, but OBS was set for my, you know, GT endurance streaming profile. And so even though I hit start stream from OBS, it wouldn't start.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I realized that when I was on the Stream Deck, I was trying to start it from the Stream Deck and it wouldn't start either. And I realized, oh, I have the wrong profile loaded. So I changed the profile over to match what OBS is set to, and it started right up.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, so there you go. Make sure your Stream Deck profile if you have it linked to OBS, make sure it matches the OBS profile. Otherwise, it will not start.
We are actually moving up to P6 in our spot.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
I think team disconnected.
Wow, that's an unfortunate time for that to happen. So Ian moved up to 5th while you were away. The Crowder Racing ended up taking a stop a few laps earlier than we thought they would. But they're currently sitting about 16 seconds behind Ian with about 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, we're just under 8 minutes to the end of the race here. I need to jump in here.
Stick around after the race. Here in about 8 minutes, we'll get all the drivers into the booth, and we'll get their thoughts from the event. So far so good. 7 minutes 35 seconds to go. That calculation's way off. There's no way we're going to get to 283 laps. Maybe 273. Yeah, this profile, we use ATVO for our overlays, and it's great for oval racing, for IndyCar, for NASCAR type events. On the endurance side of things, its profile is not exactly the best setup for it. So in the our off season starts the end of October to January, so that's one of our off-season goals, is we're going to clean this up for next year and get a nice new polished overlay ready to go for Daytona at the end of January. If you're not familiar with our team here, we try to participate in all the major iRacing events. We don't always broadcast them or have some kind of featured broadcast, but we try to get at least one entry, if not more, into each event. And last year with Daytona, we had a GTP entry and we had an LMP2, both in the Daytona 24. Hunter and Ian have been involved, and they've done a few different events so far. So, we're looking to get into every single event next year is the goal. And we have an open invitation if you want to come race with us. We do a monthly race on Saturday mornings. And once a month, we'll have we got to get the September schedule cleared out. I can check that now. But there is a link in the description for our Discord, and if there's not, pretty sure there is, but if there's not, there is. Yep, just go ahead and click that link in the Discord, hop in, let us know you're here for the GT community race. We'll add you into those private channels. We broadcast it on the Saturday mornings. Ooh, FR Racing has moved into 5th place. Or actually, we're in 5th place. Sorry, they changed overall 11th place.
And got another update on our second car. It is now up to 6th place in class and 15th place overall.
Excellent. So I'm in the process of hyping the monthly race. So our next scheduled monthly race is October 5th for Road Atlanta, in preparation for the Petit Le Mans. So if you want to race, it doesn't matter what your skill level is. If you're a beginner or you're super advanced, join our Discord. Let us know you're here for the community race. We'll get you scheduled, or we'll get you into that private chat. You can join us on Saturday. If you want to race with us, like I said, we want to field multiple teams in every event next year.
And with these community races too, we mess around in there. We'll throw cautions if we need to, just to change stuff up. We'll have drivers drop to the back so they can work on passing. Lots of different things go on there.
It's set up as a race environment. It doesn't really run as a race environment, though. We're trying to get practice in. You're gonna have somebody, if you're a 9,000 I rating and somebody comes in with an 800 I rating. That's maybe a little extreme example, but you're gonna have a variety of experience and skill level in these teams, and even if you're super experienced, having a less experienced person on the track that you have to work your way around and deal with it's good practice. And we run it in a race format. We don't keep score, we don't keep standings. We try to broadcast all the events because it gives our broadcasters a chance to get some work in, and it's a fun time. We might have to revisit next year the schedule. We've had very hit and miss luck with attendance on these Saturday morning events. We figured early on Saturday would be enough, but people have things to do. We get it.
And by joining in too, if we run some other random events, we did a Legends race a couple weeks ago. Always more than welcome to join in on those too.
Absolutely. And we have our league racing, frracingonline.com. You can learn about Wednesday Night Dash. You can learn about our Indy Racing World Series.
Got lots of events going on throughout the course of a year.
I inadvertently changed the status to show the white flag on the on the overlay. Not quite. We're close, but not quite.
Yeah, we're closing in on about the final minute. Some of that will depend on where the overall leader is in relation to that time.
Our overall leader is currently, also by chance, his name is Hunter. So he is actually, looks like he's exiting Tony Holman Boulevard right now.
Our race is under white flag right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to be hitting the white flag. We got about 48 seconds left on the timer. You know, unless they want to do a Daytona 23 hours and 58 minutes on us. The Little Eagle Racing Team, currently driven by Hunter Smith. Wasn't that the name of the Colts punter?
Hunter Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe what, in 2000s, late 90s?
Yeah, it was you know, it was peak Manning years. He was the punter. He was on the Super Bowl team, I'm pretty sure.
I missed the Pat McAfee years.
It's funny how many people don't realize, like, the guy was a punter in the NFL. A really good one, too.
Yeah, he was.
So,
yeah, it was fun listening to him while he was kind of finishing up his career. He was
we are
visiting Bob and Tom.
We are in the white flag.
We have one more turn to go on our race.
Ian's got about a 10-second lead over 6th place. He's about 12 seconds behind 4th place. So
there it is, P6.
P6 for the second team. Oh, Ian slides around that turn. A lot of marbles on the track. Is this going to be it? Okay, I think that was the white flag for Ian. Yeah, this guy's over here celebrating. So I think Ian is finishing up his final lap right now. Still got an 8-second lead. Come around the final turn for the last time. And over the famous yard of bricks. And that is it. Hunter Hughes and Ian Miller walk away 5th place in the class out of 12 and 11th overall out of 44. We got some celebrations going on. That is not bad. So stick around. We will have our post-race show here in a couple of minutes. We'll try to get the drivers in for a few words. Ian's having too much fun. Looks like he doesn't want to stop yet. You know, just as a last minute reminder, let's set up a little bit. Tuesday night, the Indy Racing World Series heads to Long Beach for the second road course / street circuit event of the season. Don't miss that, 10 p.m. Eastern. Takato Timmerman will have the call, so tune in 10 p.m. Eastern Tuesday. Stadium Scene TV. Wednesday Night Dash heads to this track here, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We'll be going the other direction, though, on the oval. And looking forward to that. We'll be back on our stage format for the first time in a few races. So don't miss out on that. Wednesday Night Dash, 10 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday on Stadium Scene TV. So let's close this out. And we'll take a look at the final results here. Little Eagle Racing is your overall winner. Team Flowdot is the LMP2 class winner. And if we look at the next page here, FR Racing's walking away with a 5th place finish. Not too bad. And then KJ Racing will be walking away as the winner of the GT3 Series class, rather. All right, so let's see if we can get some drivers in here for a post-race interview. Head to the blimp view. Broadcast boot. Oops. Be starting our post-race show any moment.
Hello.
Hi, we are joined by Ian Miller. Ian, congratulations on the 5th place class finish tonight. Good run.
Yeah, that's a good way to finish a good week.
The saw it looked like you might have had a drive-through penalty fairly late in the evening.
Howdy.
What's up, DJ?
Good evening. All right, we've got the whole crew live here for our post-race show. We have Ian Miller and Hunter Hughes walk away with a 5th place finish, and Erik, you and Lucas were a 6th place on your broadcast.
That's correct.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is a great all-around finish for both cars tonight. So we'll start with Hunter and Ian since we were covering your broadcast. How was the track? It looked like about 38, 39 cars took the green flag according to the scoring here. How was it on track?
Busy.
Very busy.
I can imagine. It's doesn't look like you had any rain in this event to worry about, which is nice.
Yep.
Although it looked like it was about to rain, but the forecast never got above 0%. So I guess we'll take that.
If it got cloudy at some points.
Yeah, it was pretty dark. I mean, traffic. If watching the real Battle of the Bricks last year, I mean, traffic is always the name of the game, and even in the 45-minute IMSA sprints, traffic is a mess. So, throw that across 6 hours, and I don't know what it is about this track that makes traffic such a big deal, but it is.
Yeah, there were several light flashing that were going on in the last hour we were covering this side. So it just, every time we turned around, you were going past a GT3 car. It just seemed like it was like every lap, just about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just have to be able to pick the car up from your teammate, get acquainted real quick, because if you don't get comfortable fast, you're going to lose so much time. Because you just need to be aggressive, but without being reckless.
So turn over to Hunter here real quick. So Hunter, what was your big takeaway from this evening?
Well, it was one of the first times in a while that I've opened the race, because Ian had something going on, so I offered to open, and man, opening was kind of crazy. Cause imagine all that traffic, but everybody's very condensed. It was pretty insane. I didn't qualify as good as I thought I would. I set, for my standards at least, I set a pretty good qualifying time. I think I set a 17.2. But the pole time was like a 16.4, I think.
Wow.
So I qualified 10th, which was basically the back of the pack because there's only 12 people in our split. So yeah, and then I fought my way up to like 8th place when Ian came in, and then right as we were about to do a driver change, I sped on pit road. So we sat for 40 seconds and basically lost the work that I had put in. But Ian, being Ian, was able to claw it all the way back to 6th place and like 5th and 6th place, and we were able just to hold it there for the rest of the time.
Awesome. Good recovery. Good night. So let's move on over to Lucas Puntralli and Erik Richardson. Gentlemen, congratulations on the 6th place finish.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
That's so Lucas, was this your first endurance type event?
Yeah, it's my first endurance race ever. Longest race I ever done.
Well, that's quite a way to make your debut. I mean, I guess, making a debut at Daytona for the 24 would be pretty dramatic as well. But what was your, who of the two of you took the green flag tonight?
I took the green and qualified in.
What was it like for you going into turn 1 on lap 1? What was that experience like?
Going in, it was hectic, but kind of calm, actually.
Yeah, we kind of already had a little bit of a mishap before we even took the green flag. We didn't fuel the car up.
Oh, Erik did mention
After qualifying, so we were just gonna lay back once the green flag went. So then, because luckily we were just starting last in the field. So luckily Erik had a good, basically clear runner ahead of him, so he can stay out of trouble. And then we just pitted at the end of that lap.
Yeah, it's the classic. Well, so you went in with the race trim, but you take fuel out, or what exactly happened there?
We kept the same setup just to qualify in because that's what I was comfortable with, and just didn't get it full of fuel there for the green flag.
Oops.
Yeah, you just had to pay attention next time.
Yeah, that's the classic. The first time somebody makes their move from a fixed to an open series and then forgets to load
Yeah.
load the correct setting file before you grid. That happens a lot, unfortunately. All right, so coming up next, I believe Petit Le Mans is the next event on the calendar.
Yeah,
Next IMSA event, yeah.
Awesome. So last year we did the full 10-hour broadcast for that, so we will more than likely do something comparable for that again. And gentlemen, again, congratulations to all 4 of you. Great evening, great racing, and well, we'll see some of you for Tuesday at Indy Racing World Series, and Hunter, we'll see you Wednesday for Wednesday Night Dash at right back here, just going the other direction.
Yep.
All right, so wrapping it up,
Friday.
thank you everybody for tuning in on our last hour coverage of the iRacing Indy 24-hour. And again, tune in Tuesday night, 10 p.m. for the Indy Racing World Series. And we will see you then.
Yes, sir.